Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cram Farms. Today we're going to be working on something for our rabbits. We already have a couple of cages that we got from Bass Equipment, and we're going to be building something to set them up on so we can get them up off the ground, and it'll make it a little bit easier for us to catch their manure up under the cages so that we can use that in our gardens. So you'll see we've got some scrap wood here that we are going to be using and putting together. Instead of buying something, we're going to be using some things we already have around here to build a hutch, kind of for the cages to go on. We don't exactly have a plan, so if you stay tuned, you'll kind of see what we figure out and how we get this put together. So we're going to get started by ripping a couple of these boards so that we can use them for the front and back of the hutch. Alright, so we have silver fox rabbits, and all of our silver foxes are pedigreed, so they can be sold for show with a pedigree, or they can be used as meat rabbits. So this is Luna, one of our does, and this is her litter. They are actually being picked up tomorrow, some of them. So the stand that we are building for these silver fox rabbits is going to be our male hutches. So we're going to use the three hutches we already have and use those for our buck silver fox rabbits. And then we are building a separate hutch for our does. So we will have 3 does. We have the 2 silver fox does. We are still looking for 1 more silver fox doe. And then we have 1 that is a New Zealand Palomino mix, and she is used mostly for meat, or she can be sold, her babies can be sold for pets. And then we have another doe that is just 8.5 weeks old, and so when she's old enough, she will be bred, and we will have, she's pedigreed also, so we'll have babies from her eventually. So we had a buck, you may remember almost a month ago, he just unexpectedly passed away, and so we got a replacement buck, and he is a 2.5-year-old silver fox. This is Henry. Hi, Henry. And so he is our buck that is kind of filling in until our new buck, which is a tort. His name is Peanut Butter. Where's little bit? There's Peanut Butter laying down over there. So this is Peanut Butter, and he is going to be our tort buck, that when he is mature, he will be one of our breeding bucks. This is Marshmallow, the New Zealand Palomino mix, and this is our little 8.5-week doe that our other buck that passed away, Luther and Luna. This is one we kept from their litter. So we have the base together here. It's really just a simple rectangle. And now we are going to figure out where to put the braces in between so that the cages will sit on them, just so they have a little extra support. So there's 1 cage on there.
Mama, the dog said I can call her when she gets home.
So we'll just kind of mark where that one goes so we know where to put a brace. Our nice handy pencil here, the screw. So this is the brace, so that the cage will sit right on here. Woo, big bubbas. So Monday is processing day for these guys and gals. We typically don't get the Cornish cross meat birds, but we needed some birds to fill a laying hen order when we ordered back in the early spring here. So we got just enough of these to fill our order, and now we are going to eat them. But the reason I'm showing you these is because we're going to be doing a video coming up comparing the meat chicken to the meat rabbit, and talk about cost and cost for raising them for meat, and also housing and things like that. So stay tuned for that video. I just wanted you to see them so we could compare. When I'm talking about meat chickens versus the meat rabbits in the upcoming video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. These posts Craig's dad gave us. So again, this, what should be a quick little build here, isn't costing us anything because all of the wood is stuff we already had. This is it upside down now that we have all of the braces on. So it's not costing us anything just to look around the homestead and use wood that you already have. So don't be afraid to ask people for things. People sometimes will keep scraps around. If you just ask, sometimes they're willing to give them to you just because they want to get rid of them themselves. So don't feel like you can't build anything or you can't homestead and you can't do anything because you don't have the money or you don't have the supplies. Sometimes you can get pieces and scraps. That's what we're building this out of, just scraps, things we had from previous building projects, and then we're now able to turn it into a place to get these rabbits a little bit higher off the ground. So this is upside down, obviously, right now.
Will it be a roof on it?
Not tonight. They'll be under here. I made a V with mine.
Anything y'all need to do for the cow?
I mean, eventually we do want to put another milking stand down.
What are y'all gonna do?
That's not awful. Alright, so here are the cages. We have one more to put up right there. And then we will move our little tortoise here is a male. He will be going over here. And these are two female does. They will just be staying here until we get the other hutch built for them. But this will then be the buck palace over here. So that went up nicely. Now we will be putting a back and a top on here, but because they're under the barn, they're out of the weather, and we wanted to get them up off the ground here so we can collect all their manure here and get that into the garden. Well, thanks so much for joining us on the homestead today. Please give our video a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. We've got videos coming for you all week. We'll see you next time right here at Cram Farms.